So Swagatam to India at 99. This is Sanjay Tiwari. We are going to talk to Vivek ji on a very special topic today. And the topic is Veer Hanuman, or better known as Bajrang Bali, a person so powerful as super mighty Vajra itself. Pranam Vivek ji.
Pranam.
स्वागत आपका फिर से. There is a difference between some perception and others perceiving it. For example, for some it is a work of fiction, it is mythology. For others it is a human account of some divine occurrence, or better we may say it is not mythology but ancient history of Sanatan Dharma. How do you perceive it?
Pranam to everybody, whoever is listening, the great account and encounter with Sanjay ji. I always love to speak with you, Sanjay ji. There are two things that we have to speak today. Your first question. I really want to make it clear what is myth and what is real, and especially in the Indian context. And when I speak about Indian context, it's about the historiography of this country, the Sanatan Dharma. People perceive, and there is a perception that builds on, and India was a nation that was colonized for thousands of years. So of course there has been many perceptions that have been, the society has built them on, the nation has built them on. It's a very interesting account. Actually, when we go on fiction, you would see that all the fiction stories of this world, and whatever fictions you have in this world, you will find a certain kind of fiction is written by one or two individuals, then it finishes, another fiction starts. What has happened in India, and especially today we are talking about Hanumanji, so we will speak about Hanumanji. That Hanumanji, the character of Hanumanji, the name of Hanumanji, his history, his life, his stories are not part of one single individual who has written it. This country for thousands of years have been constantly writing about Hanumanji, even on Vedas. If you go in Vedas and decode the Vedas, you will find that there are many verses, couplets, where there is a sense of Hanumanji. Interestingly, if it was a story of fiction and people have not seen it, if people had not lived with them, if people have not physically have an association with Hanumanji, the story would be so dissimilar. We find in Hanumanji, the story of the Hanumanji, there is everywhere a singularity of it. And people have not only written in one millennia, people have written in several thousands of 100 years apart, but still they have found the same meaning. So of course when we start perceiving, and that's one of the greatest outlook that has been for last thousands of years, that whatever this country has produced in terms of our historical heritage, there has been a movement where people want to defy and decode that everything is a fiction. The characters are fictions, the story is fiction, the people are fiction, so they can call our whole Sanatan Dharma fiction. And if Sanatan Dharma becomes a sensational fiction, then this country has nothing to offer. Then what we will seek, what we will define? Not only for last thousands of years, the first time when somebody else, a different sort of culture has come and tried to uproot us, since then people have tried that how they can make us believe that our history is nothing except fiction. That's the first point that I wanted to make. Second point about Hanumanji. I don't see Hanumanji as powerful as Vajra. I believe if there would be ever any call for power, that has to be defined by Hanumanji. Hanumanji is an embodiment of power, or power got its name from Hanumanji. Actually in Hindi, we use the word bala, the bal, as power. If you go in the history of language, whether it's a Sanskrit, whether it's a Hindi, whether it's a Awadhi, whether it's any other languages of this country, you will find that Hanumanji was called Atulit Bal Dhama. The bal was itself defined by Hanumanji. So Hanumanji is embodiment of the power. He is the reflection of what tiny power we can seek or see.